Hello and welcome. My name is Carsten Lützen. I'm an Agile coach, Scrum Master, facilitator, whatever we call it. Today I will share this little model. Some know it as the Mobius Loop, some know it as the Discovery Delivery Loop. It has many names. First off, if you like these videos, please consider to subscribe and share. That would be super awesome. The video last week was about this dual track Agile with dual track development, how can we put some words to when are we doing product discovery, and hopefully you're not having one team doing product discovery and another team doing delivery, but it's the same team that does all of it, right? And this model illustrates it in a different way. Again, it can be super nice to have different models to have a language and also have an understanding what is it that we're trying to do. Anyway, before I dive into it, the important thing in this one is feedback, right? That's also why it's often drawn as a heart. It's also called the pivotal area, as you can see with these small two ones. Anyway, first off, we start up here in the understand. So we need to try to understand the underlying need, business need, user need that we're trying to solve. Not how are we going to solve it, but what is the underlying demand that we would like to look into. And if we think back to the awesome and very classic illustration by Niba with the car, right? There the need is, I want to get from A to B. The user need is not a car. It's I need to get from A to B, and then a skateboard and so on is a much better way of doing it. So see if you can find the underlying reason. Then we're going to define what is it that we can measure? What is it that we can look into? What would the perfect, without looking at any constraints, what would the perfect solution be, right? How could we see that we have implemented this, or it has been implemented, so that this problem is now completely solved? We do that so we can always know and check, are we on the right track? Then we prototype. And the prototype doesn't need to be super fancy. It can also just be a simple paper prototype or Wizard of Oz or whatnot. And then it might be that the prototype doesn't work out, where we get some feedback, then we go back into understanding. Maybe we didn't understand the underlying problem that we were trying to solve deep enough. But if the prototype checks out, it solves, then we can go from the discovery into the delivery mode, right? Because now we have understood the problem, we have figured out what could the ideal be, we have seen a prototype solution to it, then we can start to build the actual solution in the delivery part of this. And once we have built this, we can go to validate to figure out, does it still meet what we set out to do? Is it what we want? And then we can measure the impact on our users and deliver it, and then again get feedback that can then help to understand this new world that we're in, because hopefully now there is a problem less, and then we can find a new problem or a new user need that we would like to cater for in the product that we're building. And if we have two teams, right, a lot of knowledge will be lost in the handover here, right? So that's why we want to run through this continuously, right? Understand problems, prototypes, and yes, we will probably also iterate here. Not all ideas are good ideas, not all prototypes are good solutions. So we might take some rounds here and then go into the build phase and then measure and then keep building until we actually get what we want from it, and then we can go back into discovery, and then we will take round trips in this model. And it's again nice to have an idea and to be able to put words to, okay, right now I see that we're in the build phase, so what does that mean for us as a team? Super. And it might be that part of the team is in the build phase and some other are from time to time maybe trying to understand this new problem, because that can be intensive and something that you want to dose right, so you're not completely bugged with I don't get it. And then it can be nice, at least for some of us, to get into the build phase and feel that now we're actually moving, now we're delivering something. So my suggestion is pay attention to when are we in discovery, when are we in delivery, and make sure to balance it. so we're not only in one of them. I'm hoping that some of you will also share how are you using models like this, alternative models as well, right, to start a conversation about product discovery, and how are we doing that in our feedback, comments, questions, ideas. Put them in a comment or send me a message. That would be super. And that's it. Have a super awesome day.